What is on, guys? It's your boy Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog, with the final week 7 of PAC, the Pokemon All-Star Competition. Now, believe it or not, we actually can still make the playoffs. Apparently, it is going to be the top 10 that make the playoffs out of, I think it's like 14 or 16 coaches, I think it is, or 12. I don't really remember how many coaches we had in this draft order, to be honest. I think it was 16. But actually, 10 out of the 16 can make playoffs, which is very weird because the top six are going to get a bye, while the bottom four are going to, well, the top six get a bye, and the bottom four have to battle out to get 7 and 8 spot. Excuse my yawning. I do not know why I'm so tired like here. I guess because I've been laying down a lot lately. But if we win this game, we actually can guarantee ourselves a spot in the final four for the battling out for a playoffs contenders match. If we lose this, pretty much we're going to guarantee to be knocked out, I would assume. So it's do or die. So with that being said, let's go ahead and challenge Lugia. Lugia has 100% clinched the top six at this current point. So he's probably not going super try hard with this game, which is completely fine with me. I would have definitely done the same thing with him, with the whole but then they was not being too super try hard with this team. So he does bring quite a lot of what I expected. He doesn't bring Cyclozar though, which is pretty interesting. He does bring the Wu-Chen, not the Wooper, Wu-Chen. He does bring Slowking. So Slowking was something I could have saw him bring. Alright. So my Terra Ground actually looks very good here. Now, I believe his only Terra user I'm going to see from this team is going to be the Volcarona, so I got to be very careful about that. So, I can easily see him leading off with probably the Iron Treads, because Iron Treads matches up pretty well against a lot of things in my team. So, I think the play to make would be to probably lead off with 1-Up, because 1-Up is just such a free. I think it's just a free lead here. Worst thing he leads here, honestly, would either be the Tauros or the Volcarona. But I'm fine with that if that's the case. So I'm going to take the risk here and lead up 1-Up here. He leads with Thorns. That's fine with me. So what would he switch in here? I'm going to click Bulldoze here. Tauros. Okay, I'm fine with Tauros because that just neutralizes his speed. And he's leftovers. Perfect. So now I just Bulldoze here again. He goes Slowking. That did surprisingly a good amount of damage. Alright, so he's either going to go for the Psychic type move here, or he's going to go for the Chilling Reception right here. I think I want to go into Chien-Pao here. I'm going to go Chien-Pao here. He could, actually, now thinking about it, he could go for a Fire move here. He could go for a Fire type move here. He easily could go for the Fire type move here. Because he's not going to click the Water move. He's either going to click Psychic, Fire, or Chilling Reception. I'm going to gamble here and go into Nile here, predicting him to go for the Fire type move here. Perfect. He actually went into the one mon I actually wanted him to go into, actually. So real quick, let's look at that Slowking set, actually, real quick. Slowking versus Breloom. A Bulldoze at -1 that does 32 to 38%. That did 24% at -1. So that tells me that he is physically defensive, which is very good to know. Yeah, that's looking about standard damage. So with my Skeletors, we can beat it 1v1. So Iron, Treads. A Torch Song's gonna blow this thing back. So I'm just gonna Torch Song. He knockoffs, which is probably the smart play. Wow, he actually took that really well. That's gonna be especially defensive. The Earthquake is such an obvious play here. So I feel like I need this still. Not necessarily, I don't think I need this. So I'm going to risk it here and click Torch Song again. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I Earth Power now. He's faster, so he does have the spikes. So we get rid of the Iron Forms, which is really good. But now he just goes back into Donphan. I could have probably slacked off there. He actually goes into the Moth here, actually. I'm going to slack off here just to see what he does. He's just going to roll Terra Blast. Okay. So he's Terra Water, which is fine with me. I'm gonna go into Chimpow versus Iron Moth. A Crunch has a very good roll to knock this thing out. Plus, he doesn't know that I'm banned. That I easily could be banded here. If he's Scarfed, he's Scarfed. What's my other play that would do a lot of damage to him? Sacred Sword would do a lot. Crunch is just so free here. Yeah, I just click Crunch here. He goes Wu Chen, he goes Wu Chen. But, like, I see really no downside to clicking Crunch. I really don't see a downside to clicking Crunch. He does make the play into that. This is going to do not that much damage. We do get defense drop, which is really huge. He's either clicking Ruination or Seeds here. I'm going to just go into this thing here, see what he does. He actually goes into Tauros. Okay, so Tauros is leftovers again. I'm going to Bulldoze again here. He Willowed me. Very interesting. So he goes into Slowking here. Right. I think this time we make the play into Guitar Hero here. Because he still can't click the Psychic move. The Psychic move just wouldn't make sense on his end right there. He's gonna Ice Beam. I'm gonna Overdrive here. I'm not gonna Overplay. Actually, I'm gonna risk it in Shift Gear here. Why? I don't understand that play. I don't understand that play. I don't understand that play. I just don't. He's not gonna stay on this thing. I'm gonna click Ice Spinner this time. Here comes Wu Chen. I click Ice Spinner again. I really don't know why he's playing for differential. It doesn't make any sense. He already wins. So it's like, I don't understand why he's playing for differential here. I think I have to stack one up here. Does a Slowking kill me with Ice Beam? Slowking. Does he kill me with an Ice Beam from full? And again, I really don't understand why he's playing for differential. He already makes playoffs. There's no reason for him to really play for differential. That's one thing I hate with players. They just purposely play with for differential sake, which I feel like again, I understand if you want to do differential early on to kind of have high scores, but at the same time, I just feel like you're purposely just doing something that makes absolutely no sense. And I just feel like you're just being really disrespectful, in my opinion, doing that. Like I seriously feel like there's just like no point in purposely just doing what you're doing here. All right, I'm going to make the double here. Like I purposely don't think there's a reason to play for the six. I mean, it's 5-0, mind that, not the 6-0. Play for differential. I mean, you already know. I mean, I understand you still want to play the game. I can understand you still want to play the game and try to win and stuff like that. But I still think it's just not necessarily worth it. Like I just feel like there's no reason for you to purposely just play for differential when it doesn't matter as much to you than it does to another player. You know what I'm saying? +1. SD here to +2. I don't think there's any way to win. I think that's game. Well, I can theoretically win this here. That's at 38%. That's at 7%. I think I'm fine going into chiller here. And I click crunch. There's no switching on his team now for this thing. Because that now gets 2 AKO'd, hopefully. That dies. That gets basically OHKO'd, but it depends on a roll. This pretty much just dies. So he's going to sack Tauros first, which is fine with me. Alright, this actually is getting a little more closer, and we actually now have a legitimate chance here. I think at this point in time, we sack Python and just try to get damage off with Python. Because Mence plus this wins me the game. So I have to play my cards very, very carefully. Man, a part of me really wishes I went Choice Bandit now on this thing, because if I was Choice Bandit, I think I had this game locked 100%. See, that's the one thing with Chien-Pao that I've realized, that I have such a hard time fitting the right item onto it. I have such a hard time making sure I put the right item on him because I want him to be able to put in work and for him to be potentially a win condition every single week. I think going Scarf wasn't necessarily the worst decision on my end, but I think at the end of the day, Choice Bandit I think just looked so much better. It punished any switchings possibly, and we could have done some work. So I do think we could have done that. I think like I said, I think I just sacked Python here. I do risk him going for the boost here. He is going to Dazzling Gleam here. I'm just going to click Earthquake. There is no switching on his team. Terrible Ass. I should live this once. Get a crit. That is actually really big because now that actually opens the possibility there. In comes Slowking. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than Slowking. Yeah, so I get big Earthquake damage here. He's going to Ice Beam. I go back into this, into my Chiller. I click Crunch. And that should be the game. Because I literally generally don't think there's a way he wins. That crit was massive, but I don't think it was game-changing. That is 28%. Oh, I didn't see how much I took from damage on that. I think I live a Spikes hit, so I'm going to go switch out here. I'm going to just click Dragon Claw. It's my strongest move. Unfortunately, get the roll. Chien-Pao has got to come in clutch now. It pretty much comes down to if I crit. If I get a crit, I win. If I don't get the crit, I don't win. And we don't get the crit. And that is going to be GG. We lose. And I'm pretty damn positive that just ruined our playoff chances. That really sucks, man. I mean, I could have maybe played for the Switch right there. Actually, if I probably did play for the Switch, I would have won. But again, just felt like, he would have just not made the play that he made. But it's what it is, man. It sucks for our season because, like, all of our games, some of them came down to some misplays. Some came like one came down to me misclicking my lead with my stupid mouse, which for some reason my mouse is fixed now after restarting my computer after something. Like I don't know why it's randomly fixed now of all times. But yeah, I think we played this game really well. I just think this was just I don't think Lugia played poorly either. I just think it was just dumb of him to really play for differentials because you can just literally see that I almost brought it back and won because he was trying to play for diff. I think playing for diff is just a bad idea in my opinion because again, look, he almost lost. And also, if I was choice banded, I would have won this game. 100% if I was choice banded with that defense drop because I would have won right there. 100%. Because with the defense drop at 34, at 30%, like 34%, he dropped down to 20. He then was at 30, as you saw. So then he would have done 24% there. So again, and also if I maybe wasn't, maybe if I was Life Orb or something, but I guess Extra Bell could have also worked too. I think definitely looking back at this match, Scarf was just not the right bring. And again, I freaking throw away my Scarf. I throw away another match with Chimpao that could get more kills. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't think also that psychic play on his end would made any sense because I literally could have just Terra Darked right there. I don't know why he made the play he did with Slowking. I think again when you see a Monza Terra Captain and you bring it in on a Pokemon, it's a Terra Captain for a reason. You have to factor in the fact of a typing. So the fact that he just didn't care and didn't think I was going to be Terra Dark when I literally brought Terra Dark to a match against a Dragapult team, which was I think last week against Spine. Like I purposely brought it for that reason, and I could have been Terra Dark again. I just wish people would factor in the fact Terra types are definitely going to be a factor, but I guess he just wasn't concerned about it. I guess he just didn't care. But I guess whatever. I guess I wish I did click overdrive over shift gear there, unless he was really heavily predicting me to click shift gear there. But even then, if I Terra normal, there's no reason for you to stay in really at all. Like it really doesn't make any sense. But it's whatever. I think our season's over. I don't think there's any way if we make playoffs. If we somehow do, I will let you guys obviously know. I'll probably wait to upload this video until I know for sure we're out of playoffs because I'll put it in the description. But if this is the end of our season, this was a good run. I definitely am thankful for Sven for giving us the opportunity to be able to part of PAC because I know PAC is a really big. It's starting to become one of those big leagues out there where all the big players are playing. So the fact I got a chance to play this was very much a great experience. I want to thank Sven personally for letting me come in and for also letting him be a part of the Wi-Fi league. And don't worry, guys. He actually did allow us that, and we pretty much been dominating in Wi-Fi. We actually have won every single game since we've taken over, and we are now number one currently in the standings, and we've guaranteed a top six in the playoff bye in that portion of PAC. So we're doing better there apparently. But this was still fun though. I really did enjoy this team. I definitely do enjoy some of the mons. I don't know if I'm going to do a draft recap for the season, honestly. I think I've been really debating on whether I want to do draft recaps of how the team does and performance-wise and everything like that. But overall, I had a lot of fun with this team. I loved using Chimpao. Toxtricity actually was a lot more fun this time around to use. Salamence was awesome. Skeleturge, even though I didn't get a chance to do too much with it, I did enjoy it.